All right, so I've received numerous emails and a couple of phone calls about the project and do you need to actually make the poster? So what I want to do is just go over the criteria. So the criteria is to introduce a problem that you've identified, describe it, synthesis, right? Describe the problem that you've determined to be the most important to the health aggregate, which you guys have opioid use, right? You're going to tell me about the factors, the gaps, the strengths, the weaknesses, and then you're going to develop a recommendation for community action to address the problem. All right, so your recommendation is a poster, and that's my understanding. Now, you're not going to recommend something to them and then not have it completed. Now, I am not saying you have to have every single aspect of this poster completed, but you really should. So if you were going to stand in front of the Shark Tank people on TV, you wouldn't give them all this background information and then say, and then I'm going to develop something. You're going to have a prototype at least, something to show them. Since the poster is your intervention, I want to see it. I also want to know, where would you display it? Would you go to a community event? Would you have it at a, sorry, my dogs. Ricky, hush. Would you have them come to some sort of gathering? Would you do it in schools? All right, so you have to give me an indication of what this poster is going to look like. The more developed the poster could be, the better. And then I want you to advocate for why that would be. Now, if it were me doing this, I would highly suggest that you at least have one slide for each of the criteria. Some criteria may take 2 or 3 slides, and that's okay, but you at least want to have one slide. And since the poster is your intervention, I would want to see it. So maybe that's the one thing that somebody does. I don't know. And then be sure that there's a conclusion. And remember that this is a voiceover. So, I'll want to hear you talking about it. So if you don't have all the aspects of the poster, which seems to be the thing that is being heavily debated, done, you're going to have to give me an indication of, 1, where would you display this poster? 2, why do you think this poster would work? And so you want to look at that, why do I think this poster would work, especially in the view of the people who would be a barrier to it. So you want to have answers for that. All right, I hope that I've alleviated any questions or concerns. Remember, this is the last piece of work you will do for the program. I know it's hard to work in groups. I know it's especially hard when you're trying to work in groups from different locations. And I have had some emails that suggest that, quote unquote, getting together is difficult. So I do have a few suggestions. There are apps that you can talk to each other asynchronously. I don't know about these apps because I use them professionally. I use them personally. And one of them that I use a great deal of is Marco Polo. You can create groups, you can talk to one another, you can show one another things, and then the people you're speaking with can look at it at a time that they have, that they can look at it. Flipgrid is an educational one that I have, but I've honestly never used. So I really would encourage you all. I know you've done Zoom, but Zoom requires everyone to be there at the same time, as does Skype. So think about Marco Polo. I will write that name down along you'll see that name in the email because I'm going to send this link in an email when I'm done with this. All right? All right, guys. You're almost there. Pull it together. I have been where you are several times throughout my career. And the way things are going, I don't know if it'll be a third time. That's neither here nor there. All right? You have a few more weeks, and then this is behind you. And things like this could be a part of your life if you choose public health as your arena. All right. Take care. Talk to you soon.